Turbo on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Join Joshua Turbo as he plays retro games on his Twitch channel. It's Joshua Turbo. Joshua_Turbo. Most important underscore in the universe. Today we're going to be diving deep into Bones 6, and we're going to get a nice little recap. Tales of the Green Griffin. Alright, and welcome everyone to the Dork Father channel. I'm going to mix up my cameras a little bit. I like this guy. Let's go, actually we're going to go over to this one. Bring up screen. All right. So let's go through some Bone 6 recap here today. And again, this is part of the Nerds with Curds Network. I need little liners. And I'm drinking coffee. That was my first cup of coffee this morning. I am running behind. Oh, I'm late for my date. Anyways, so let's look at where Reaper Bones is at. We got $891,274 pledged on a 30,000 goal. When we looked at previous ones, it stated that it wanted that they got up to like 3 million. I think on the last one. 6,449 backers. That's about a third. They usually get about 18 to 20,000. So that's not too bad. We got 22 days to go. Let's just listen again to the intro video.
Hey there, Kickstarters. What do you want? And when do you want them? Then you're in luck. With Bone 6, we're asking for your help to create more of the world's best low-cost gaming miniatures. As a backer, you get the first crack at a dizzying number of gorgeous minis at a fraction of their eventual retail cost. Your initial pledge gets you a core set with 30 miniatures, already an incredible value. As more people pledge, your pledge will grow in value with stretch goals. Do we have stretch goals? Of course! Our stretch goals are the best goals. Unlocking new levels unlocks new minis. Some cost a bit of extra money. The dragons, for instance. You've seen our dragons. They're gorgeous. So some minis cost a bit extra. But all that goes to unlocking more stretch goals. Unlocking more minis. Not all the stretch goal minis cost extra. A bunch of the goals end up as free additions to the core set and our expansion packs. Now what's an expansion pack? They're smaller, curated selections of figures on a theme, sort of a mini core set. In the past, themes have included sci-fi, Greek, pirates, a ton of stuff. And everyone loved these water-themed minis. Look at them. What's not to love? Your support helps guide the direction and expansion of Reaper Bones, the world's best line of low-cost gaming miniatures, while helping us get them made and shipped to you as fast as we possibly can. We have surprises in store, figures you dream of painting, and as we unlock more and more minis, we're going to release an avalanche of these beautiful figures onto the world. Let's do it again, Kickstarters. It's in your hands.
Alright, once again, that was just their introduction video, so let's continue on our journey and see where Reaper Bones 6 Tales from the Green Griffin is. And we went through this. So they only have two pledge levels this time again. They have the $10 pledge, which is the options pledge, and then they have the $125 Bone 6 core set pledge. That doesn't even mean you have to take the core set. That's just that's how much your dollars are. on there, which is the first time that they've done it this way. Because in the past, they have broken it up into waves and have had nothing but issues on it. And I said way back in Bones too, after the first time around, why don't you just actually I had mentioned why don't you just have domestic pledge and then have your different. They have 3 points that they distribute from. One in the United States out of their base in Denton, Texas. Then they have another one in the UK that does like the EU and that area. Um, Maybe it was out of France. I don't remember. And then there's one that does Asia and Australia and everything. I think that's actually right out of Australia, which is kind of funny because um, I think shipping screwed up on the last one, and I could be wrong. It was the previous one, and everything got shipped to the United States, and then they had to ship it to Australia instead of everything getting segregated and shipping from China to Australia. So yeah, but so they went with just two pledges this time around, and that doesn't mean that you only have to pledge the $10. You can do more on there, and they usually have an after the Kickstarter is over segment where you're allowed to add more onto it, which has been it's very good for those who don't have money right away or don't have enough money for everything because some stuff gets released late and people don't have the money because they take your money right away. Surprise! They take your money right away. This isn't a pre-order and then it comes to your house and then they take it type of deal. So they have late backing that you can do, and they'll do that for 6 to 9 months. This is not meant to be fulfilled until April of 2024. So 2 years from now. They keep pushing those dates out farther because there's delays, and a 2 year delay is to me is fine because you're literally with this Kickstarter paying to have the molds made. Right now, a lot of these things are going to be 3D renders, or they're going to be um, just samples and not straight out of the molds. And things change, and they have to break up the parts, and there's a lot of stuff to this. So for some of these miniatures, all you get is artwork because they haven't done anything else on it because it needs to get to a certain level so they can pay for the molds. Makes sense to me. Let's take a look quick and see where we are at in the pledge. So we got through the 30K to start, then it went to the 55K for Green Griffin 1.5, 80K Town Guard, 105K Painter's Pick, and we'll go down and go through this. Then we delved down. So we went through the bar of the tavern, went in the back room, and started to go down deeper into the underground of the tavern, which seems to have a lot of levels. This is a pretty deep tavern for the size of it. Under 30,000. I guess we'll just kind of scroll through here. I'll pick a couple ones that look neat. Then opened up stuff. They got at 155. They opened up the Sullen Hall expansion pack. The Black Main Knolls look really good, which we'll get to. Men at Arms, which is a neat little one because it's a bunch of figures and you can build them how you want. Then one that's going to be very popular at 475. They opened up the Pathfinder Chibi Heroes. At 610,000, they opened up Briarwood for the first expansion of 6 in that expansion. Then they did the Sophies at 870. They had Pathfinder Chibi Goblins at 830,000. Yeah, let's see. That what? So at 900,000, we're gonna leave what looks like kind of leaving the tavern a little bit and going into a mine. It's a mine. They call it a mine. So scrolling down, our current stretch goals is the 900,000, which isn't unlocked for the Briarwood Veil expansion, which has 3 Will-o'-the-Wisps, and then the Kelpies, which kind of look little bit like evil fairies. Maybe that's kind of what they're doing, playing on words there, kelpie instead of fairy. Figuring out how to do that. And then part 4 of 5 of the Shadows of Sullen expansion unlocks at 945,000. And this is kind of a play on um, some different vampire type stuff. They have Santoraro, Nosferatu, Claudia von Monstein vampire, which she looks pretty cool. The Nosferatu looks pretty awesome. And they have the Casper von Monstein vampire, and then the Vorvorlaka elder, who actually looks like he's a bat. He's more bat than man. So you look through the core set again here. Let's look through the update. For first time viewers, we go through some pretty cool ones here. They have looks like a dwarf, almost like chieftain type thing going on. Warren, got some elf mages, a dwarf cleric, halfling fighter, and a human rogue. So mixing that up a little bit, looks like a lot of females in there. Ones that I'm kind of excited about are the gnomes. They got a gnome captain, a gnome illusionist, a gnome sentry, and a gnome sergeant. Then the bog shambler. That'll probably be pretty fun to paint. Bog shambler. Looks like he's almost like something coming out. Then we have the Bloodstone Golem. It's pretty cool. The Roderick and Glitter, which is a little dragon rider. Maybe it's trying to be like Huma a little bit. Let's see what else we got here. We got an Elven Cat, which looks more like a saber-tooth tiger than anything. I noticed that there's a lot of female characters in there. There's nothing wrong with it. Skeletal Houndmaster looks pretty cool. 16 bonus zombies. If you want zombies, this is probably going to be a good one to get because you'll be able to buy just probably extra zombies down the road, and they look pretty decent. Town Guard, you get a crossbowman, swordsman, captain, and halberd. So this, if you pledge for the core pledge, you're going to get all this stuff that I mentioned. I mentioned in the last Friday stream, I'm a big crossbow guy. I love crossbows. On there, when I would play with Legos, I'd make sure everyone had a crossbow at the ready, even if they were swords people. Give me a second here. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. Should have played some music with that. But let's carry on here. They got Dawn Seekers, Dawn Seekers 1, which is just a bunch of characters. Dreadmere, kind of piratey area, dark area. There's some new guys there. There's a Hound, Hugo. Looks like we got a male fighter, a female. She looks kind of like a rogue, and a female fighter. You got Sophie's 1, which they have a masquerade Sophie, which I'm gonna guess is a vampire, and Bourbon Street Sophie, which would probably be New Orleans. Again, probably a different version of probably the same. Obviously, Sophies are all Sophies, but probably just two different versions of the same style. They just couldn't come up with an idea of what they wanted to have there. Let's see, Briarwood 1, which has some piratey guys. You got Vax, you got Angelica, and then Kaiser. Mudmen, which are literally mudmen, like little, literally little mudmen that look like you're in a video game that would come out of the ground. They have a nightmare with a huge wing. It looks almost more like a dragon wing than what you would picture for like a Pegasus. The nightmare has horn on his head. Toil and Trouble, which is a bunch of witches, and you get a cauldron. It's Cacklebra, Surebrew, and Gigglebrock. Broke. Brock. Some familiars: an owl, a ferret, red panda, oh, and a rooster. Then the Monkrel Folk. You got Goatweed, who literally looks like a goat person. So one of his hands looks like it's a squid down there. Then Sophie's 2. You got Adventurer Sophie, and then Gravestone Sophie. That Gravestone Sophie looks pretty neat. Sitting on a gravestone with Rip, and I can't tell, holding a sword. Maybe an umbrella. The Adventurer Sophie has a gun in her hand. She looks more looks more like a laser pistol, honestly, and then a whip. Then let's see, moving down here, this is something that was added to the core rewards with 5,000 engagements. So they did a streaming thing where you had to tweet or share a couple of things. And this Drift Lurker, we have a little story that goes with it. There. Now let's look at Green Griffin expansion. Yeah, it's a $50 pledge, and you get with it a dwarf bartender. You get a bard, which looks like it's elevated, literal, silver locks, fireplace, some benches, some tables, some barrels. You get a ghost, Dariana. You get a couple patrons. You get a hostess, bartenders, some more bartenders, 8 more chairs, 2 more round tables, another looks like little boy ghost, Sasha, some beds, looks like some more patrons. There's a seated patron, a couple seated patrons, so that's new. And this part hasn't been unlocked. The last part, 5 of 5. You get a rookery bar. You get Miss Rose, who's serving beverages. You get a treasure chest that wants to eat you in Brinkley. A hawk called Grey Hawk. A bunch of banquet items. I just logged in. What is that? It looks cool. This is part of Bone 6 Green Griffin expansion. So this is the actual bar that you start off in if you're gonna do the tail of it. And then another ghost, which is looking like an evil ghost. What are you talking about this last week? Or what? This is an update. So we're going through things and doing an update on what's going on in this. I'm not painting this morning. I'm not gonna have time to paint because I woke up way too late. Yes, so I'm going through this because it's been a week, so I will probably recap this. Probably not as much of it every week, but I will go through this. So the Shadows of Sullen Hall expansion, another $50 expansion, and you got your Crypt and your Grave Watch Warriors. You got a shrine, some piles of bone. There's 4 different bone piles. You got a necromancer. You have these translucent ghosts, which is unlocked, and 945,000. This is where the different vampires are unlocked. I should have just gone with your high J. That's what I should have gone with. No, I've never done this before. Oh, this is the first time. One of the things that I'm looking forward to is this giant skeleton. That's part 5 of 5 when they hit 1.1 million. I want just a couple of him to paint up. That's a 3-inch base. Unfortunately, he'll probably, until he's released into the Into the Wild by Reaper. You'll only be available in this expansion, so you have to buy a bunch of these expansions, which wouldn't be that bad. You can get 2 or 3 of these. $50 probably well worth it. The Briarwood Veil expansion for $50. I am not sick. This is just a morning of trying to clear my throat out and blow my nose. So I probably slept a little snorily, and my throat's a little dry. So I'm not sick. And if I went to Granddaddy's last night, that would have been great, but I did not. Briarwood Veil expansion at $50. We did not. No, we didn't see this last week. Part 1 opened up at 610,000. Is another $50 expansion pledge. You got a bunch of red cap choppers, red caps, or it looks like they're goblins or hobgoblins. Some sliffs. I don't know what they're. Oh, they're spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So some kind of seasonal, like fairy type of deal. Those will o' the wisps that I mentioned before. Now here's a neat little one. So part 3 of 5 in this. This is new. I believe bee folk. So they're releasing some bee folk. Bee folk champion, a lancer, 2 lancers. You get a druid, the queen, and then you get a murder hornet. Those are dancers' names last night. Oh, that's okay. That's fine with me. Part 4, which has to unlock at 1.6 million, 1.6.5 million. The Fungal Queen, the Fungal King. This actually looks like. I wasn't too excited about the Fungal Queen until I saw the King. And I'm going, wow, she's just marrying up for power there. He's not that handsome of a fellow. Looks like another like tree folk type guy. Arboreal Defender. And Kored. It's kind of like a. Oh no, I see. Okay, he's got both feet. I don't know what he is. No idea. I don't think they're gonna explain that either. Just probably go watch some of their Twitch stream. Let's see here. We got some, looks like fairies, some mini dragons. They still haven't released art rendering of Shimmer Scale. And here is like Alicorn. She looks like a little version of a fairy wings on a unicorn. And coming soon, Denzians of the Dungeon expansion and Lost Tombs of Harik, which would probably be more like an Egyptian. Those are things that have yet to come. Here are some of the options that are available. Now, the paint is $18 for 12 colors. That is an excellent buy. I'll probably buy 3 of those. So I have that. We got Twilight Blue, Alamino Gold, Stone Gray, Shield Brown, Aged Pewter, Old Bronze, Spectral Gold, Goblin Skin, Succubus Kiss, Yellow Mold, Ghostfire, and Gutter Grime. That is the painter's pick. For their first set. Usually they release a bunch of paint. Let's see. The Black Mane Goals is a $14 option. You get 6 of these gnolls, and their gnolls get looking better and better and more detail all the time. You have a little story that goes along with it. This is the Men at Arms. It includes enough parts to build 6 different Men at Arms miniatures on there. So you don't have to go with a pre-made concept, which is always cool. Let's see. Then we come to the Pathfinder Chibi Heroes. And they are cute. All kinds of different ones on there. I know some people are not. Jay doesn't like chibis. But there will be definitely a lot of people purchasing lots of those because they love chibis. Orcs of the Ragged Wound is unlocked. 6 more orcs for $14. $10 option is the Pathfinder Chibi Goblins. Looks like you get 4 of those. And that is all that they've released at the moment. There's been some talks in the comments and things like that that people are not. There isn't that grab me type thing. I think they're waiting for more dragons and things released, which probably will happen when we get over the $1 million mark. Because I'm willing to bet the molds to make dragons are not cheap on there, and there are plenty of people who want dragons. Okay, I'm just looking up and nowhere. So Friday morning and talking miniatures on there. We're gonna keep this short. I gotta take my oldest son to school. I woke up late. I will be painting miniatures next week, as I don't have to go to work this early, and it's Good Friday, and so it's gonna be a Friday morning of nothing but miniature painting. I don't have to work till 11. So for now, I thank you for joining me this morning for this short little stream and update on Reaper Miniature Bones 6 Tales from Green Griffin. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, and I hope you have a great weekend. And always remember, thank you. Show my bones. It goes back farther and farther all the time. And Jay, you're always welcome to be on here too. Even if you just want to pop in on a Discord, we can chat. Always chat. Thank you, and remember, as always, game on. I forget my outro.